All right, hello everyone, welcome back. So happy you have found my page. Although most of my past videos have been dedicated to yoga traveling, obviously you can see that's not the case here, but we're still gonna do some awesome yoga. So let's go ahead and get started in a child's pose. While you find your way there, I will introduce myself. So make your way to the back of your mat, big toes touching, knees out wide. My name is Emma. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. And I teach yoga locally here. So wherever you are in the world, I hope you're having a fabulous day, and I'm proud that you've made some time to get on your mat. Starting in your child's pose, just begin to settle in. Start to notice, without any judgment or expectation, the pace of your breath. So without trying to change it, really without even trying to deepen it at all, just notice. Notice where it is residing, if that is in the throat, the chest, the belly. Maybe it's the first time you've kind of thought about your breath today. Now we're going to start to breathe with some intention. So starting to change the breath a little bit. See if you can make it longer. Sip in more air. See if you can make your exhales deeper. Finding the bottom of your exhale. If you did notice that your breath is residing in your throat or your chest, see if you can send it a little deeper, low belly, even into your hips. Start to breathe into your waistline, feel your spine, kind of the whole upper body lengthen on your breath in. As you breathe out, tailbone sinks back. A few rounds of breath here. Picture yourself growing a little bit longer. Maybe you can even curl the fingers a little bit forward on your inhales. Picture yourself sinking a little bit more on your exhales. Start to rock the forehead a bit side to side. Maybe you lift the armpits and the shoulders up just a little bit. Nice gentle movements here. Almost like you're swimming, but the lower body stays steady. Next, inhale, come back through center, grip the mat with the hands, glide up to a tabletop. You'll slide your knees in under your hips, tops of the feet down. Fingers wide, gaze down between your thumbs. Intuitive movement for 5 breaths, so if cat-cow feels best, go for that. Tailbone up, gaze up. Exhale, you round, you lengthen your arms. If you'd prefer, you can circle out your hips, roll out your neck and shoulders. Whatever feels good here. So notice if there's any spaces of stickiness or tightness in your body. If so, pause there for a breath and then move on. One more breath, and then we'll come back through center. Find a neutral spine. Bring your knees together, tops of the feet down. You'll bring your right leg out to the right and start to draw big circles with your right knee. Even pressure in your palms, so keep pressing down through that right palm. Circle your right knee in the opposite direction. See if you can make those circles a little bit bigger. Next time you come through center, send your right leg straight back, flex your foot, drop from your outer hip, and then send your right leg all the way over to the left to look towards your right heel. Try to plug your shoulders back into the socket, bump your hips a little to the right. Inner thigh squeeze, sternum comes forward, still gazing down, neutral neck. 3, 2, 1, bend your right knee, hug your heel towards your seat. You can feel your hamstring, your calf engage, and then look down to your right thumb. Bring the weight to the right hand, start to tent the left fingertips. Stay here or reach back with your left hand if you're ready. Catch your foot from the inside. Plug your right shoulder back into your socket. Sternum forward, chin parallel to the mat. Kick back and up for 3. Steady your breath for 2. On 1, release just your left hand to the mat. Send your right leg all the way out to the right, lining the toes up with your left knee. Press down through all 4 corners of your feet, and then shift your hips back, half child's pose. Seat towards your left heel. Keep the right toes pointing forward. Unless that's uncomfortable, you can flex your foot, toes point up to the ceiling, drive your heel down. Again, breathe length into the waistline. You might crawl your fingers more forward. Walk your left hand outside your left knee off the mat. Use the inhale, send your hips forward, reach your right arm overhead, modified side plank. Firm down the outer blade of your right foot, strong left shoulder. Stay here, or using the strength of your right hip, right glute, lift your right leg, foot flex. Low belly in, navel to spine. If it's going well, bend your right knee, reach around, catch the outside of your ankle and kick. If you've got your foot, press your spine into the back of your heart. Easier, gaze down. Harder, gaze up for 3. Open up through the chest. 2. Release the foot if you've got it. Return your right foot to the mat, right arm overhead. Sweep your hands to the front of the mat like you're coming to tabletop. Send your right leg back. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze knee to nose. Inhale, send your right leg back. And then replace your right hand with your right foot. Turn your toes out 45 degrees. Crooked monkey stretch. I like to wiggle walk the left knee back a tad. Right hand's gonna come onto the thigh. Prop up on your left fingertips, or you can use a block here. Take a few breaths here, bend and straighten into that right leg, or just stay still. Next time your right knee bends, hold here. Plant your right fingertips on the mat as well. So the palms are lifted, tuck your left toes. Lift your left knee off the mat and squeeze. You can feel your sternum come forward, the shoulder blades back. Now really firm your left glute. Press your left hamstring up towards the sky. Higher onto those left toes, you can feel your weight shift forward. And then step your left foot outside your left pinky finger. Find a malasana yogi squat. Block under the seat is great here. You can bring your hands to heart center or walk them forward. Avoid the knees collapsing in, firm down the outsides of your feet. If your hands are at heart center, use those elbows to press your knees away. Think of the tailbone going down, the crown of the head going up, slight tuck of your chin for 3. Little length in your waistline, 2. 1, fingertips to the mat, lift your hips, turn your toes to point forward. Outsides of the feet, parallel with the edges of your mat, forward fold. Grab opposite elbows here. I like the forearms to the back of the head, helps to release the cervical spine, the upper body. Find some swaying side to side. You can bend and straighten into the legs if that feels good. Jaw unclenched, tongue released from the roof of your mouth. Work to seal your lips, breathing in and out the nose. Switch so the opposite forearm's on top. You can bob up and down, shake your head out yes and no, or just hang heavy. Feel the inner thighs spiral back as your legs gradually start to straighten. Big bend into your right knee, right hand under your nose. Inhale, stretch your left arm high. Peel your chest to the left, more space in the collarbones. Make a fist with your left hand and roll it out. Switch directions. And switch, left hand replaces the right. Big bend in the left knee, right arm high. Shoulders stacking, imagine one long arm. So you're not just reaching with the right hand, you're also pressing with the left hand. Make a fist with your right hand and roll out your wrist. Chest still opening to the right, switch directions. Release right hand down, heel to your feet, hips distance, keep your toes pointing forward. Inhale, half lift, hands to shins or hands stay on the mat. Exhale, fold, hands on the mat or to your ankles. 2 more just like that. Inhale, half lift, feel the shoulder blades pull back. Exhale, fold, squeeze your belly. Last one, inhale, halfway lift, crown of the head comes forward. Exhale, fold. Now keeping a flat back, inhale, reach your arms out to the sides and all the way up, palms pressing. Bring your hands behind your head, squeeze your glutes. Try to hide your elbows out of your peripherals. Inhale, lift from your inner thighs. Exhale, crunch to the right. Squeeze your right oblique, bump your hips to the left. Try to press those elbows back, chest open. Reach your left arm overhead, bicep by the ear. Stay here or right hand to outside of right thigh. Shift your gaze up. Breathe deeper into your left lung. Right hand returns behind your head. Left hand returns behind your head. Inhale back through center. Exhale, crunch to the left. Again, elbows wide. Feel the tailbone pull down towards your heels. Right arm reach overhead, bicep by the ear. Stay here or left hand down the left thigh as you send your hips more to the right. Return left hand behind your head, right hand behind your head. Inhale, come back through center. Keep your hands there. Lean back just a bit. Gentle back bend, puff up your chest, weight to your heels. Inhale back through center. Exhale, forward fold, hands to the mat. Inhale breath, halfway lift up. Plant your hands, step back with just your left foot. Runner's lunge. Few breaths here, bend and straighten into your right leg. Bounce the hips if that feels good. Next time, right knee's bent, left hand flat to the mat, right arm reach. Firm your left glute. Feel your right hip tug back, your left hip tug forward. Stay here, wrap your right arm behind your back towards your left hip crease. Peel the right shoulder back. Release, right hand down, crawled all the way to the left, wide-legged fold. Toes a little in, heels a little out. Think chaturunga arms, so wrists are under shoulders. Walk the hands back, so fingertips in line with toe tips as much as possible. Try to lift the arches of your feet, so really press through the outer blades. Breathe into the upper back. Come up onto your fingertips. Inhale, halfway lift. Turn your right toes to point forward. Walk your hands over the top left corner of your mat, down dog lunge. So your upper body's in a down dog, your lower body's in a warrior two. Bump your hips a little to the left, but keep your right knee tracking in the direction of your toes. So make sure it's not collapsing in or out. You should definitely feel a stretch in your right hip. Walk hands back to frame your right foot. Keep your left hand down. Take 1 or 2 steps with the right foot back on top of the left for a side plank. If it's too much on your left wrist, come down to your forearm. If it's too much on that left leg, drop down to your knee. Gaze down is easier, gaze up is harder. Adjust accordingly for 3, 2, 1. With control, right hand to the mat, high plank position. High onto your toes, gaze between your thumbs. Little tuck of your pelvis, so imagine your ribs knitting down towards your hips, tailbone scooping towards your heels. Inhale, shift your weight forward. Try to use 5 counts to lower all the way down onto your belly. A really, really slow chaturunga. You're hugging your arms in towards your body, belly squeeze. Once you finally meet the mat, untuck your toes. Keep your hands planted under your shoulders. Minimal weight to the hands. Use an inhale, lift your chest. Now it won't come up super far. Float your hands off the mat. You'll notice here if you were using your arm strength because you'll dip back down. Shoulders out from the ears, gaze to the top of the mat, press down through your toenails. Inhale. Exhale, lower forehead down. Walk the hands back just a little bit. Inhale, press into the hands a decent amount, but not enough to straighten the arms. So the elbows are still bent. Shoulders melt away from ears. Pull your belly in. Breathe into your abdomen. Take a gaze over your right shoulder. So the left shoulder is going to come forward a bit. Left hip drop a bit. Back through center. Gaze over your left shoulder so the right side comes forward. Inhale back through center. Exhale, keep your knees as they are, child's pose. So we started with the knees wide in the child's pose. This one, they're just knees together, so you'll probably rest a little bit more on your thighs. Inhale, come up, tabletop, slide your knees together. And then you're gonna lift your left knee, take big circles, even pressure in your palms, gaze stays down. Press down through the top of your right ankle and switch directions. Send your left leg all the way back, foot flexed, and then off to the right. Toes down, probably off the edge of your mat. Bump your hips to the left. You can feel the inner thighs squeeze. Shoulders plug back, sternum slightly forward. And then bend your left knee, heel close to your seat, squeeze. Tent the right fingers so the palm lifts. Stay here or reach back, catch the inside of your foot and kick. Sternum forward, kick up and back. 3. Inner thigh squeeze towards midline. 2. 1, release just your right hand to the mat. Send your left leg all the way to the left, toes pointing forward. Send your hips all the way back towards your right heel, half child's. Fingers might want to crawl more forwards. Lengthen through your armpits, triceps. Again, if this feels good on that left leg, stay there. Otherwise, you can flex the foot, point the toes up, kind of like we would in a skandasana, side lunge. Bring your right hand outside your right knee, off the side of your mat. Send your hips forward and sweep your left arm overhead. Breathing into the left side of the body. Stay here or use the strength of your left glute, left hip to lift your left leg up, active flex of your foot. Belly button towards your spine, staying where you are or bending your left knee and catching your foot from the outside. If you've got it, it's an active kick into your hand. Spine pressing into the back of your heart. Open your chest. 3, 2, release the foot if you've got it and return it to the mat. Sweep your left hands forward like you're coming to tabletop. Send your left leg back on an inhale. Squeeze knee to nose on your exhale. Left leg back, inhale. Exhale, replace your left hand, toes turn out. Wiggle walk your right foot back and come to your crooked monkey. Right fingertips or maybe a block, left hand to left thigh. Few breaths here if you'd like to bend and straighten or just stay still. Next time your left knee is bent, plant your left fingertips inside so both palms are lifted. Tuck those right toes and lift your knee. Left knee is still pointing out. Firm your right glute and think of getting the hips in one line. Sternum coming forward, shoulder blades back. With control, shift your weight a little forward, right foot steps outside, right pinky finger, and drop your seat down. Yogi squat. Hands, hearts, elbows press knees away, maybe a little easier second time around. Plant your fingertips, lift your hips, turn your toes to point forward. From here, we're going to plant right hand immediately, big bend right knee, left arm high. Let's all wrap left hand behind the back towards your right hip crease. Use this as leverage to peel your chest to the left, left shoulder back, and release left hand down, big bend left knee, right arm high. Right arm wraps behind the back towards left hip crease. Use this as leverage to twist more. And release that. Right hand down, heel toe your feet, hips distance, point your toes forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up on your inhale, reach your arms. Clasp your hands behind your head on your exhale. Inhale, lift from your inner thighs. Exhale, crunch to the right. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, crunch to the left. Inhale, back through center. You can keep your hands behind your head or release into a cactus arm back bend. Send your hips forward, pinch shoulder blades together, gaze up. Inhale, rise, reset your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Breath in, halfway lift. Plant your hands, step back with just your right foot, runner's lunge. Few breaths here, shift forward, backward, bend and straighten your leg. Bend your left knee, right hand plants firmly, left arm high. Stay here or wrap your left arm behind your back towards your hip crease. Peel your chest more to the left. Outer hips squeeze towards each other. So try to get your right hip a little bit higher. Release left hand down, curl it all the way to the right, wide-legged fold. This time you choose maybe peace sign fingers, big toes, catch outside feet, or bind your hands behind your back. Lift from your tailbone, think crown of the head down, spine super long. Use your abdomen, your strength to fold more. Release hands under shoulders. Inhale, half lift. Turn your left toes out to face forward. Walk hands over top right corner of your mat. Big bend in your left knee. Again, your lower body's in a warrior two position. Upper body's in a down dog. Notice if you're collapsing to the inside of your right foot, firm down the outer blade. And then walk all the hands all the way to the front. Right hand down, side plank on the right. With control, left foot steps back. Same options as side one, forearm, bottom knee can come down. Press the hip points up, squeeze inner thighs together, 3, 2, 1. Left hand down, high plank. Little doming in your upper back. Lengthen your arms more. Tuck the pelvis a bit. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, knees up or down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, find your first downward facing dog. Pedal out your legs. Few breaths here, get comfortable. More space on the backside of your body. When you're ready, find some stillness. Work to hide your heels behind your ankles. Firm down your palms. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, step right foot, then left foot to the top, big toes touch. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way. Look up to your palms. Exhale, hands heart. Hand side, Samastitihi. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, arms up, look up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, hands plant, step back or jump back. If you're stepping back, right foot first. Use your exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. More space between the shoulder blades, less clenching in your jaw. Inhale, lift your heels, bend your knees, look forward, step, left foot, right foot to the top, big toes touching. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way, look up to your palms. Follow fingertips, heart center, and hand side. Inhale, reach your arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha, half lift. Plant your hands, step back, left foot, right foot, or jump back. Chaturanga, Dandasana, halfway down. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, upward facing or cobra. Exhale, Adho Mukha, down dog. We'll hold there 3 breaths. Gaze between feet or up to navel. Inner thighs spiral back. Use your palms and the pads of your fingers to grip your mat. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Keep your hips square, so flex your foot. Drop the outer right hip a little bit. To use an exhale, step up to your right thumb. Widen your stance a tad by bumping your left foot to the left. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Start with a little bend in your left knee. Tuck your pelvis a bit, and then work to straighten your left leg. You can feel your left hamstring engage. Inhale. Exhale, sweep your arms back. Hover your chest. Pinkies closer together, palms pressing down, triceps active. Reach your arms out wide in a big circle until the palms face each other, biceps by the ears. Imagine you're holding a yoga block or a volleyball between your hands and you don't want to drop it. Left hand down, right arm high, twisting. Drop your left knee to the mat. Inhale, low lunge. Reach both arms up, drive your hips forward. Tug your right heel back. Press down through the top of your left ankle. Hands behind your head. Inhale, open your chest. Exhale, crunch to the right. Reach your left arm overhead, deepen the stretch. Stay here or reach your right arm to the right. Really engage your core. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, both arms up overhead. Exhale, half split, straighten and fold. Right toes turn up. You can windshield wiper your right foot back and forth. Stay still. Or walk your hands over to the right side for an IT stretch. Imagine you're driving your right heel forward and down. Super active. Big bend into your right knee, runner's lunge. Tuck your left toes, walk it all the way to the left, wide-legged fold. Once you're there, bring your hands to your hips. Try to point the elbows up towards the ceiling as much as possible. Squeeze your belly. Think crown of the head closer to the mat. Inhale with control, flat back, rise. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Exhale, goddess. Heels in, toes out. Sink in. Try to get your hips in line with your knees. Hands behind your head. Inhale. Exhale, crunch, right elbow to right knee. Inhale back through center. Crunch left elbow to left knee. Pause. Rest your left forearm on your left thigh. Turn your right toes in, your left toes out. We're in a side angle now. Reach your right arm either straight up or overhead, bicep by the ear. Continue resting your left forearm on your thigh as you sink a little deeper into your left knee. Inhale, breath, reverse your warrior. Reach through your left arm. Exhale, bring your hands down. Right hand inside left foot. Roll onto the outside of your right foot. Step it back, side plank. Hold here for 3. Option to lift top leg, 2. 1, left hand down, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left side, inhale, left leg lift, but keep your hips square. Exhale, step up to your left thumb. Bump your right foot to the right a tad for stability. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Start with a little bend in your right knee until you can tuck the pelvis and then straighten your right leg. Deeper bend left knee, inhale. Exhale, arms back. Next inhale, reach your arms out wide, palms face each other, bicep by the ears. This should be challenging. Right hand down, left arm high, twist. Right knee to the mat, inhale, low lunge. Reach both arms up, really press through the right toenails. Hands behind head, elbows wide, inhale. Exhale, crunch to the left. Keep inner thigh squeezing to midline, reach your right arm overhead. Stay here or left arm reach to the left, palm face up, 3. Squeeze left oblique, 2. 1, inhale, both arms up, exhale, half split. Same options as the other side if you want to windshield wiper your foot or walk your hands to the left. Think belly button towards your tailbone, grounding through top of right ankle. Breathe into your left calf. Reach your back knee, walk your hands to the right, wide-legged folds. Once you're there, again, hands to hips, try to point the elbows straight up, almost like you're going to try to touch the elbows behind your back. Flat spine, inhale, rise. Great, exhale, goddess, heels in, toes out. Once you're in that stance, hands heart center. Thumbs to sternum, weight to heels. Hands behind your head, elbows wide, inhale. Exhale, left elbow, tap left knee or as close as possible. Inhale, center, right elbow to right knee and hold, rest your forearm on your thigh. Then straighten your left leg, turn your toes in, turn your right toes to point the top of your mat. Side angle with the left arm up or overhead. Avoid dumping into that right side, so think of squeezing your right oblique, lifting away from your thigh. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach your right arm up. Exhale, left hand down inside of your right foot. We're transitioning side plank on the left. Step your right foot back, hold for 3. Option to lift right leg for 2. and 1. Right hand down with control, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come back to your breath. Try to make it the length it was when you first started class. So when we were first in that child's pose, working really long, complete breathing, try to return it to that state. Inhale, right leg lift. Exhale, step, right thumb. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, arms back. Arms out to the side until palms face each other. Inhale. This time, warrior 3. Exhale, harder, keep the arms forward. Easier, hands heart center. Left foot flex, drop your outer hip. Bend both knees, Shiva squat. Hug your left heel towards your seat. Work to get your torso parallel with the mat. Can you slide your left knee down your right calf more? Big step back, left foot, left hand down, revolve lunge. Left knee to the mat, inhale, low lunge, little bit of a back bend if it feels good. Exhale, half split, 1 breath. Rebend your right knee, pick up that left knee, turn it to the left, wide-legged fold. Hands, hips, use it, inhale, rise. Exhale, goddess. Hands behind your head, inhale, crunch to the right, exhale. Come back through center, inhale, crunch to the left, exhale. Keep the elbow on the thigh, take it to side angle, right arm reaching overhead. Now while you're here, you can stay, or you can wrap your right arm behind your back towards your left hip crease. Peel your chest more open to the right, maybe you even shift your gaze up. You're gonna look down beyond your left big toe, bump your left fingers to the mat or a block and pick it up to half moon. Flex your right foot a lot. You can keep your arm half wrapped or reach it up super high. If you're feeling really stable, maybe you work to float your left fingers off the mat. Now we're gonna step into a malasana. I'd like you to keep your left foot exactly where it is. Start to bend deeply into your left knee. You're kind of gonna be turned on the diagonal off of your mat. So your right toes might even come off the edges of your mat, that's all right. Hands to heart center, press your knees away. Plant your right hand outside your right foot, reach your left arm high. Stay here or wrap your left arm behind your back. If you've got that, you can even work for that bind, catching maybe fingertips or a wrist. Now it's easy to shift into the right foot, so keep pressing into the left foot. As you release that, so think in the beginning when we did malasana and we transitioned right into our forward fold, we're gonna do the same exact thing. Plant your fingertips, lift your hips, turn your toes forward. So you're, again, diagonal off the side of your mat. You're gonna plant your right hand down, put a big bend in your right knee. Left arm, reach it high. Wrap your left hand to your right hip. We've been here. Stay here if this is what feels good. Otherwise, work your right arm under your right leg. Work to catch fingertips or a wrist. We're going to birds of paradise. So you have a big bend in your right knee. I'd like you to grow light in your right foot. Come up onto the toes. Really press down through your left foot. Most of the weight's gonna be there as you start to pick up your right leg, hug your right knee in towards you. Maybe today, you just stay hunched over, that's all right. Maybe today you stay up here with me, right knee hugging in towards you, or you can work to straighten your right leg, point your toes. Hold for 3, 2. With as much control as you got in, rebend your right knee. Slowly start to dip yourself all the way down until that right foot returns to the mat. Release both hands to the mat, pedal out your legs. From here, you're gonna step your right foot all the way out, find your wide-legged fold. Bind your hands behind your back. Should feel pretty nice. Find a sway side to side. Release that grip down, walk your hands all the way over to the right, find a pyramid pose, bump your left foot up. 45 degrees with the back foot. Drive your left hip forward, peel your right hip back. You can walk hands forward, hands back, or hands on the blocks. Squeeze inner thighs. 3, 2, 1. Plant your hands, little bend in the right knee as you step your left foot back. Inhale, send your right leg up and back into a 3-legged downward facing dog. From here, bend your right knee. Stay here if this feels nice. Otherwise, shift your weight forward high into those left toes. With control, land as softly as possible. Right toes behind you, wild thing. If you're going there, I suggest either gaze down to left thumb is going to be easier, or gaze to right thumb for a little bit harder, but avoid just looking straight up at the ceiling. Great, release, right hand to the mat, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, squeeze, knee to nose. I'd like you to cross your right ankle over your left knee into a figure 4 down dog. So both knees are bent, flex your right foot a lot. Even pressure in the palms, high on those left toes. Keep your right leg in this general position as you shift your weight forward into pigeon. Right knee, right wrist. If you need, you can walk your right ankle a little closer to your left wrist. Stay upright or walk yourself forward onto forearms. You can even make a little pillow with your hands. If you'd prefer to put a towel, a block, or bolster under your right hip or under your chest, you're more than welcome to. If for some reason this is hurting your knees or your ankle, we'll go ahead and take a seated figure 4 or supine figure 4 stretch. As soon as you start to kind of lose the stretching sensation in your pigeon, I recommend pressing down through the top of your left foot, left toes, and then walking your left hand a little bit more forward. This will more evenly distribute the weight in your hips and bring back that stretching sensation again. We'll be here for 3, 2, and 1. Walk your hands back up under your shoulders. Use your core strength to tuck your left toes and pick your right knee up into your chest. Step it back to a high plank position. Optional vinyasa here, where you lower into chaturanga. Inhale for up dog, or just press back into downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back, flex your foot. Exhale, take a step to your left thumb. Inhale, rise, high lunge. Exhale, sweep your arms back, hover your chest. Reach your arms out to the sides, palms face each other. Shift weight into your left leg, spring forward, Virabhadrasana, 3. Arms forwards a little harder, hands heart center is a little bit easier. Drop your outer right hip and work to straighten that right leg first before the left. Now bend both knees, Shiva squat. Hug your right heel towards your seat. Try to get your torso more parallel with the mat. Can you slide your left knee down a little more? Take a generous step back with your right foot, easy twist. So the right hand comes down, left arm reaching. Drop your right knee, inhale, find a low lunge. Exhale your way to half split. Inhale, re-bend, pick up your right knee, turn it to the right, wide-legged fold. Hands come to the hips. It's an inhale to rise up. Exhale to goddess. Inhale, hands behind the head. Exhale, left elbow, left knee. Inhale, center. Exhale, right elbow, right knee, and pause. Forearm to thigh. Turn your left toes in, right toes out. Extended side angle. Left arm high, left arm overhead, or left arm wrap it behind your back. Notice if your right toes grip the mat, shift the weight back to the heel. Really peel the chest open to the left. Back leg super active. Now look down in front of your right big toe. Right fingertips off the edge of your mat, half moon. If you've got the wrap, you can keep it, or you can reach your left arm high. Active flex of your left foot. Maybe you start to float right fingers off the mat if it's going well today. How's your breath doing? Now we're coming into that funky malasana. Put a big bend into your right knee. Land softly. The left toes are likely turned off that long edge of your mat. I want your right toes to stay pointing forward towards the back of the mat. Hands, heart, center, and then left hand outside of left foot. Reach your right arm high. You always have the option to just stay in center as well. Here, I notice I fall a little bit to the left, so keep pressing down through your right foot. Stay here, half wrap, full bind. Great, slowly release, hands down. Lift your hips and turn your toes to point forward. So I just want your legs parallel. Put a big bend in your left knee, left hand down. Inhale, reach your right arm high. Half wrap, right hand behind the back. Loop your left arm under your left leg, maybe getting a grip today. And this is a great place to stay if you are feeling sensation here. If you'd like to move on, start to lift your left heel, come up onto those left toes. Put a little bend into your right knee as well and really press through your right heel. As you start to hug your left knee in towards your body, lift your torso up, bring the knee with you. You're really active in your right glute. If you'd like to just stay here, feel free. Otherwise, work to straighten that left leg, point your toes. Keep hugging left inner thigh towards you for 3, 2. With as much control as you got in, rebend your left knee. Start to dip your torso down nice and slow. Left toes to the mat. Uncross your arms and take a big step, wide-legged fold. Bind your hands behind your back. Let that go. Shake out the head, yes and no. Release your hands to the mat and crawl it all the way to the front. Pyramid pose. Bump your right foot up a tad. Hinge over your left leg. Drive your right hip forward as you pull your left hip back. Hands forward, back, or on blocks. 3. Inner thighs squeeze towards each other. 2. 1. Plant your hands, little bend the left knee. Bump your right foot back just a little. Inhale, send your left leg high. Bend your left knee, stack your left hip over your right. Stay where you're at or shift your weight forward, coming up high onto your right toes. If you want more, flip it over, wild thing. Land as softly as you can. Send your hip points up, squeeze your glutes. Release your left hand to your mat. Inhale, 3-legged down dog. Exhale, squeeze, knee to nose. Cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Both knees are bending, figure 4, down dog. Try to send your left knee back. You're high on your right toes. Upper body's just as active as it would be in down dog. Keep your left leg how it is. Shift your weight forward, pigeon pose. Left knee behind left wrist, left ankle behind right wrist. Again, anything you need here, hands forward, hands where they're at, blocks. Remember the long breath that we focused on in the beginning of class. See if you can come back to that. So even though we're not actively working in a cardio sense necessarily, this posture is super challenging, so you can still kind of get caught with your breath in your chest or in your throat. The posture itself actually does become easier the deeper we breathe. Three more breaths. Start to walk your hands back up under your shoulders. This time, I'd like you to roll onto your left hip. Simply swing your right leg around. So we're facing the top of the mat, bottoms of the feet to touch. Scoot your seat really close to your heels. Option 1, clasp your hands under your feet. Option 2, catch your ankles. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, flat spine, Baddha Konasana. Think of pressing the outer blades of the feet together, almost like you're opening your feet up like a book. Elbows can help to press the knees down. Squeeze your glute muscles towards each other. Think of your sternum going forward towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lift back up. Move your feet further away from you. Create a diamond shape. Option 1, hands to feet. Option 2, slide your arms under your legs, palms face up. Chin falls to your chest. Super inactive, super passive. Jaw unclenched, breath natural. Breathe space in between your vertebrae. Slowly start to lift your chest up. Slide one arm at a time out from under your legs. Bring the bottoms of your feet to your mat, toes point forward. Reach your arms out in front of you, and as slow as you can, but as fast as you need to, belly in, round all the way down onto your back. Try to move one vertebrae at a time. Once you're there, extend your legs, extend your arms, full body stretch. Exhale, knees to chest. Rock a bit side to side. Keep your knees towards your armpits, catch the outsides of your feet, happy baby. Pull your sacrum, your tailbone back down, little tuck of your chin. You're driving your ankles down into your knees, stack your joints. Stay here, bend and straighten your legs or rock side to side. Keep a little tuck of your chin. Knees back towards each other, cross your right ankle over your left thigh, figure four stretch. Head and shoulders can be on the mat or lifted up. You can either slide your right leg all the way over your left, similar to an eagle wrap, or just bring your knees together. Knees are gonna go left, gaze to the right for a supine twist. Arms long or cactus shape. Think of your right hip going forward, right shoulder blade melting. Breathe into your right lung. Knees come back through center. Unwind your legs if they're crossed. Left ankle over right thigh, figure four stretch. Head and shoulders on or off the mat. Active flex of your left foot. And you can either slide your left leg all the way over your right like an eagle wrap, or just bring the knees together. Knees go right, gaze left. Same options with your arms. Think left hip forward, left shoulder blade down. Bring your knees back through center. Hug knees to chest one more time. If you'd like to invert it all, shoulder stand, headstand, legs up the wall. Now's a great time for that. Otherwise, give yourself one final squeeze, forehead towards your shins. Let your feet expand to the top corners of your mat. Flop your toes out. Walk your shoulder blades underneath you. Let your palms face up. Make any final adjustments you need to feel more comfortable. So if you need to adjust your clothing, put something over your eyes, turn a fan on or off, now would be a great time to do so. Once you found your Savasana, slowly drop in. Let your surroundings fade. Let your mind sink into your body sink into your mat. If you have the time and ability to stay here for longer, I encourage you to do so. If you need or want to move on with your day, go ahead and give a little wiggle to the fingers and toes. Make it a little bigger, wrists and ankles. A little bigger yet, rock your head side to side. Next, inhale, arms overhead, toes points, full body stretch. Keep one arm extended, roll to that side, fetal position. Use your bicep as a pillow. Knees bend towards your chest. Slowly make your way to seated or kneeling, whatever's comfy. Eyes closed or soft gaze downward, hands to knees or hands to lap. Inhale, hug your shoulders up to your ears. Exhale, drop your shoulder blades down your spine. Inhale your hands to heart center, thumbs to sternum. Take a full breath in, puff up your chest. Open your mouth, sigh. One more. Let it go. Bow your head towards your heart. Honor your body, your practice, your mats, and your energy. From my heart to yours, namaste. Have a beautiful rest of your day wherever you are, morning, afternoon, evening. I'm so glad you chose to join me for this all levels Vinyasa flow class. If you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you liked in the comments. And I would love if you would subscribe and keep your eye out for more videos just like this. See you next time.